Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, and we have another raging blizzard in the Midwest. But not only that, we talked about it yesterday, a chance of severe weather and perhaps tornadoes in Illinois, close to Chicago, and that is playing out right now. I'm going to make this update as quickly as I can, but I do want to show you some very interesting things going on. This satellite image actually is the brand new one, GOES 19, which is currently undergoing a checkout phase. So this is preliminary data. It's non-operational data, but the satellite is working very well. And I can show you a couple of things that are going on here. Look at this circulation going on. By the way, this update is for the All Hazards Consortium, the sensitive information sharing environment for private sector liaisons and state emergency operations centers and the private sector owner operators that keep commerce moving and power restored across the country. Here is the center of that low pressure system over northern Missouri. This is the area that we're very concerned about right in here. And I want to show you a couple of things. I'm going to take this full screen and show you what's going on. First of all, I'm going to zoom in here and you can see a little bit. Look at this area south of Chicago, and it includes Chicago as well. This is dust that was picked up yesterday in northern Mexico, New Mexico, and Texas that is being catapulted up through the jet stream into this frontal system, and it's now moving through Chicago. So Chicago is getting dust from Texas right now. It's pretty spectacular. I can switch over to the satellite image from the GOES East satellite, and look at this. Look at that big raging system over the Atlantic. It has really turned into a large-scale system. It is not a hurricane. It's not a tropical system. It's not expected to develop into a tropical system, but it is on those northeasterly winds, creating a lot of low clouds and some drizzle along the northern Massachusetts coast, Cape Cod. Oh, been a low cloud kind of day there. But look at this system in the Midwest. This is sort of the area that I want to focus in on. And look at the discoloration right here in these clouds. See, these are white. These are a little look dirty. That's because it's dust being transported up. And now look at this over Chicago. Let's switch to the 1 minute satellite imagery. This is from the GOES satellite again, but it's sectored right in on these tornadic thunderstorms. There are tornadoes going on right now. A tornado warning is in effect near Peoria, just to the east of Peoria, Illinois, as this moves to the east. Look at this line of showers and severe thunderstorms. Here's Chicago right here, and here's the dust. Look at that dust being transported along the way. This is dust from Texas, New Mexico, and northern Mexico here, now coming over the city of Chicago. And I want to get a little bit closer so you can see these bubbles in the clouds. Look at this dark area. That is a shadow from this towering thunderstorm going up to 40,000 feet in the atmosphere. This is a shadow because the sun is shining on this cloud and casting the shadow there. You can see shadows here as well. But as we move up to the north, take a look at here's Chicago. No storminess yet, but it is getting very, very close to you. Let me show you GeoCollaborate and what it looks like here on the radar data. Here is Chicago right here. Here's a severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Illinois from this line of thunderstorms that's moving through. The environment here is very conducive to rotating supercell thunderstorms. That means we could have very large, long track tornadoes here. It doesn't look like there's any on the ground right now, but there is this tornado warning east of Peoria. There are also severe thunderstorm warnings all over the place. What's this purple area? This purple area is a mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. I almost said in Chicago, but this mesoscale discussion is for potential severe weather here over the next several hours. There is a tornado watch just south of Chicago, and strong to severe thunderstorm development is likely, and it's happening now because we have these severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. You can see that going on. So there are potential with supercells with tornadoes across much of east central Illinois into the Indiana state border vicinity through about 7 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time. There's a really strong mid-level forcing for the air to rise and cool within this. There's what's called an exit region of the jet stream. And so there's a lot of severe weather going on here. And I'm zooming out just a little bit because look at this. Just to the west, this is heavy snow, and it's just close to freezing temperatures in Iowa. The temperatures right now are cooling, but it has been quite right on the border of rain and snow and blizzard conditions in Iowa right now. I mean, for example, in Des Moines, it's 34 degrees. You go just a little bit to the north and west, it's 29 degrees near Carroll, Iowa, and up towards the north and western parts of Iowa, it's in the low 30s, so 30, 31, 32, but then it gets warmer just beyond Iowa. Out here, it's 34 degrees, 36 degrees out here. So this is a narrow band of heavy snow where there are blizzard warnings in effect today, as this low pressure system really pummeled eastern Nebraska and also in northwestern Iowa, north central Iowa as well, and then on into Wisconsin. But this is the main deal right now. That is tornadic thunderstorms moving through central Illinois. Here's the Indiana border right here. And these are mesoscale discussions that the severe storm or the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has just put out. And so this is valid for the next 30 minutes or so. But that's what I wanted to point out here. But I also wanted to go back and point out this dust again. Here we are back in the satellite imagery with this dust moving through parts of northern Illinois. It is just incredible because this, I'll draw it right here. This whole area here that you see, this is dust. There's even some dust up here too as well. That is dust from Texas and New Mexico because of the strong winds that have been blowing it off the ground, lofting it into the air, and then carrying it northward along this strong jet stream. So that's what's going on. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here, and I'll move over because you can see dust also in Indiana. This is all dust here. And I'll go down, look at that thick dust in southern Indiana, even in Kentucky, you're getting some of that dust as well. That could be very unhealthy for those with respiratory problems, really young kids, babies, and the elderly that might have issues with their lungs or any respiratory issues. So stay indoors while this dust is coming through because it could cause some health issues. And meanwhile, look at this. Just to the west, there's the center of that low pressure system. But this is really pumping up warm air here. Dew points are going up into the 50s and some areas 60. It's fueling these thunderstorms here. And we have this wind coming around like this around the low pressure system. So we have low level southerly winds and upper level counterclockwise winds here, so that's causing rotation. I'll clear this again. It's causing rotation in these thunderstorms here, and that's why we're seeing tornado warnings issued. And look at all these discrete thunderstorms going on here throughout southern Illinois. These discrete thunderstorms have an opportunity to rotate with stronger winds in a different direction as you go up in elevation. So that's what's happening here in this 1 minute satellite imagery that's capturing this incredible storm in the Midwest. We have dust, we have flooding, we have severe thunderstorms, we have tornadoes that are developing out of these thunderstorms and tornado warnings. And that's what we've seen with GeoCollaborate here. And I'm going to zoom in again here to see if any other new tornado warnings have been issued. Here is one down here. This is a tornado warning. It's been a very persistent, strong thunderstorm here. Tornado warning in effect there. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, this box here that goes out into Livingston County. And this one here is also a severe thunderstorm warning, and that was recently issued. That's for McLean County in Illinois. It includes the towns of Normal and Bloomington there. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. Just wanted to let the All Hazards Consortium know, and anybody else who is in this area, I would delay transportation outside of Chicago as this line of showers and storms moves through. Also, if you're driving and you encounter any dust, make sure you turn your circulation inside of the car to recirculate, not fresh air coming in from the outside. Put it on recirculate so you're just breathing the air that's in the car before that dust gets into your system there. And so we've had a lot of issues going on with dust causing a bunch of problems, especially down through Oklahoma and Texas when it was moving through there. And this is a quick look at the radar, the local radar out of Chicago. And you can see these thunderstorms, line of thunderstorms moving towards Chicago. They may not stay severe as they move through Chicago because of cooler temperatures and a more stable environment. However, they are impacting aviation. And so there may be some ground stops happening in Chicago at O'Hare and at Midway Airport because of this cluster of thunderstorms. And also there have been isolated tornadoes, tornado warnings issued out of this cluster. But you can see the trajectory here. I'll zoom in a little bit. These look like pretty intense thunderstorms here with very gusty winds now coming into Aurora. And then approaching Schaumburg and Woodridge and Joliet. So expect weather to go downhill quickly, strong gusty winds, hail, and perhaps a quick spin up of some tornadoes. So I'm going to show you one other thing, and that's the model forecast, because I want to just show you what's going on as far as this is concerned. Now, down here is Chicago right here. And look, this is temperature data. It's the temperature at about 2 meters up, about 6 feet high in the model. And look at this warm air. It's right on the borderline of Chicago right now. But watch what happens. This is the high resolution rapid refresh model. And I want to show you what it looks like as I advance it just hour by hour. Take a look at this. You can see the temperatures. They're not really impacting at all up here in Chicago. It's right on the border. These temperatures are in the 60s here, 67 in central Illinois. That's what's also fueling these thunderstorms, this warm temperature. But look, right up here in northern Illinois, 39 degrees. So we go 39 degrees to 67 degrees in central Illinois. And watch, as this low pressure moves off, the cold air moves in. So we only have about a 3-hour period where these severe thunderstorms and tornadoes are possible just south of Chicago. So be prepared for thunderstorms moving into Chicago, but they'll be collapsing pretty rapidly because of more stable air and cooler temperatures in that area. And then as the low pressure system moves by, look at this. It's going to be at or below freezing, where it's 67 degrees right now in central Illinois, Peoria, where temperatures right now are in the 60s with severe weather. Going to be 30s not too far off from now. This is going to be about 5 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, you're going to be below freezing. So just wanted to give you that impact and what's going on. Again, this is the severe weather update impacting transportation in the Midwest, from blizzards in Nebraska and northwest Iowa, central Iowa as well, to all of this smoke and everything that you see right here just passing through Chicago. So that's it for this update. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. Thanks so much for watching this update. Hope you stick with us. We'll be doing periodic updates whenever the weather warrants. And please watch out for yourself and watch out for your neighbors. They really do appreciate it. Although they may not say it, they do appreciate it. Have yourself a good night.